my friends? How's it going today? How's it going these last few weeks? It's great to be here with you. It's been a bit. It's been a little bit. Suddenly found myself taking a 2 week sort of break. Sometimes that happens with the flow of everything, or there's just the ways that I choose. But here we are. We're back on it. What's up? Today is March 18th, 2023. 5 p.m. Here we are. What's up? Glad to be here. Yeah, okay. I gotta get my own self clear and really set for this. I'm a bit tired today and a bit like, how do we do this? How do we do this live stream stuff? So, I'm just gonna go with the process, go with the flow, and see what rolls. Completely 100%. But the focus is that we're going to be going through some meditations, maybe even like a ceremony for clearing stuck blockages of energies that we've chosen in ways that hinder us from truly embodying our highest self and truly embodying our truest, or our whole spirit self. I feel like that has been quite a theme these past 2 weeks itself for myself, and I've seen and felt from others in the collective. These blockages to embodying our highest self, or just energetic, healthful flow, things like that. Perhaps that's quite often a thing actually in the collective, but we're going to be going through some clearance for that. And just talking about a few things as well. Get us what is most pertinent right now to talk about. So some of the few things. I feel like this is perfectly in flow with exactly this stream today. First of all, as always, just allow yourself to get settled into the space, get comfortable, relax. As if that needs to be said. Not really much anymore, it just happens. But recently, I have yet to research more about this and a few other things. Here and there, I might see little spurts of like what's been in mainstream news or what's been in overall a lot of different sectors of the collective consciousness as information or news, things goings on now. And one of them that I saw was the mainstream news talking about starseeds, which is really funny and really cute, really interesting, and it's about time something like that started happening. It's literally beginning to fulfill a prophecy. We've been waiting for that for years. And I guess they've started talking about starseeds in whatever sort of manner or degree, saying all these things, these buzzwords like we like to use, taking them directly or whatever, that people use in the spiritual community. So really, but also it's just cool and interesting to see that becoming a thing openly talked about in mainstream. And I feel like that is perfect to help more of us awaken to our truest natures more. It doesn't matter who you are. But a lot of the star-seeded souls to actually begin taking their mission seriously more, taking their lives more seriously, the missions, the purposes, and start digging deep into those, start honing in all the blockages, all the fears, all the programmings, all the everything from self-worth to mistrust of self or lack of faith, or worried about financials and money, or worried about what people think of you and things like that, or like fear around those, or just fear of doing and expressing more authentically who you are. A lot of people have a lot of us have these blockages that along the journey is necessary for all of us to come to awareness of and clear. And it's funny because these are just stepping stones and exactly what we need to feel and experience in order to trust ourselves more, in order to have more faith, in order to fill ourselves with so much more free, open, living love and light. The true, like, unifying field of creation energetics, the unified like plasmic field energetics of creation within our hearts, within our whole bodies, just remembering to return to that unconditional, pure divine love and the true living light of our souls, our sources, our core of being, our highest spirit selves, to really hone in on and become, follow more of that and listen to our hearts more and let the path be paved clear, let the crystalline pathways kind of emerge of what to follow to in order to either go through our healing processes or go through our learning and training and growth and the things that we would need to learn for our missions and for our purposes, whether or not we are fully entirely aware of what we want to be doing, of what we will be doing or not. It simply starts as just feeling into our core hearts and feeling into who we really are and following the feelings from that, and then things that arise in our reality, and taking note, taking strong foundational leadership forward to learn to do and be the ways, learn the things, be the ways that we need to get us to steadily upgrade, grow, expand, open our minds, open our hearts, open our bodies in a greater, higher vibratory conscious state that then begins to wash and clear away old stuck energy, stuck emotions, stuck thought forms, stuck programmings and or the programmings and or woundings and traumas that will be required to look at with greater diligence, with greater love and acceptance, forgiveness of self or others, and fully feeling into to clear away with the whole living divine love and light within us of our truest core self that wants to embody every layer and level to every cell of our bodies, every layer and level in time, space, dimension, every cell of our bodies completely enmeshed and aligned with our highest echelons of DNA to be tapping into and lifting up and activating as to the highest versions of ourselves in our core and our hearts as the holy, divine, true gods and goddesses that we actually are, and have to remember to be set fully in these bodies and these living avatars to become those living avatars, to lead and pave the way in whatever sector or thing that we're called to be a part of, to help shift the world, to help others to heal, to help others to grow and do the same and discover the same infinite living essence within them and be able to really energize and fill themselves with that living light, that pure spirit, and come into a greater unification of spirit and human in form, incarnate. And in that, yes, we are incarnating our spirit, incarnating our soul source, true like God essence, greater and greater and greater and greater. And from there comes forth what it is of our highest, free, liberated creativity that we can begin following along the pathway of, to express, to bring into our bodies an active training, to make the choice of. That's a big thing that's been going on for like the past month, 100%, is this whole reminder of choices. That we are the masters, we are the creators of our reality, we are the ones that choose, which is just simply comes down to the meaning that you are that, you are the leader, you're the master of your own reality, your creation, your life, and you choose every little choice, thought, and feeling and way that you choose to bring yourself or be stuck in these old, lower vibrational, maybe like baselines of consciousness or energies. We can start shifting out of that. We can choose to lift the vibration, lift with emotion, with energetics, and move that through the body. By if we don't want to feel a certain way that is not helpful for us or others in the highest ways, or even supporting us in our true liberation and freedom along our missions and our paths to discovering that, or to steadily embodying it, and beginning to learn like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to do, this is what I feel so called to do as I'm learning all these things from other people who are doing their things. We can start to clear any of those blockages, clear. We can see where there are blockages, see where there are parts of us to heal, see where we can make the shifts, make the changes, and or literally just choose vibration and just start changing, moving or breathing. You start like, like clearing all this stuff out. That's a lot of the ways how I do it, is I just like, doesn't matter where I am or what I am, you just start feeling into the thing that maybe is a blockage, is a stuckness, or not entirely alignment with your whole unified you in the moment, to then make the choices to take the steps towards those bigger goals of completion. We can just start feeling into them breathing through them, moving through them, making noises or whatever to clear them, and steadily we'll feel like these dense, heavy, hardened energies in various places of our body, because it's all about listening into our bodies, and our body never lies about anything whatsoever. It never lies. It'll tell us straight up the truth of everything. Just listen, feel to every sensation in our bodies, and once we begin to tap into that and learn the language of our bodies through sensation, through feeling, through emotion as well, and purely through the energetics and how that's moving through the physical body. The energetic body is the chi and the life force and the chakra systems into the physical body. Then we can start making bigger waves of shifts, because we're becoming aware of those facets, those layers of ourselves, and start to move energy in a visceral, real, manipulative manner, like in a manipulating way of like, okay, I see that stuck or that's whatever. Let's start moving and shifting things, get things flowing, and get that stuck, dense, hardened energy to move out of the body, clear, or either to continue flowing through as it was meant to instead of being stuck, or to release away. Essentially, it's kind of the same thing. But when it comes down to deeper trauma, that's when we have to really dearly listen and get deep into our bodies and really follow along with our truest, highest love, highest core hearts, and who we absolutely are in our absolute unified whole selves, and follow through with being there present as the divine presence, as the divine father and divine mother, to nurture and to love that part of us, whether it be inner child or otherwise of a soul fragment, soul gem piece, of piece and fragment to reclaim back into our whole holy soul gem selves. That'll take more of a just natural listening. And I feel like a lot of the times those ways of healing are rather overcomplicated, and it's not. Things can get complex as you dig deep and look into the fine points, the fine fabrics, the interweavings of energetic. To do that, we can simply come down to listening into our bodies once again, and as the natural ways of where that, as we've always meant to be. Get things clear, moving faster. It comes down to, as I said, our body never lies. It's always telling us where we need to listen and go deeper, and it might lead to like those inner child woundings and things that happen dearly holding us back. Maybe false programmings from the world we've grown up in and our families and things, thinking we're not worthy enough, thinking that it matters what people think of us, feeling that while there is somewhat truth to that, seeing and reflecting on the way others view you and see you so that you can refine better in some way in your truest authentic nature in order to reach people in some greater true way, and also just to understand the human emotional field, emotional body and psyche, and mental fields, mental body, in order to maybe help people, especially speaking to the paths of healers, teachers, the energetic clearers and all thems. That's what we're doing here today, just by this preemptive transmission and teaching. Sometimes it's genuinely learning and observing in those ways of humanness. Other times we might get stuck in those. We might circle and loop and like whirlpool in those feelings and thoughts and forget like, oh yeah, it's down to us as our highest authorities to make the decisions and choices to lead ourselves in greater ways of being. It doesn't matter what other people think. You just keep going. Like, if some people might not agree with who you are and what you want to do, and that's fine. That's literally the most perfectly okay thing, because there's so many different pockets in the collective right now in the world. So many different types of people. We're all at different layers and levels of our consciousness at that base level, of which it is up to us as all of us to remember our sovereignty, remember our sovereign creatorship, and really lead ourselves on a path that actually begin to actualize our shifting, our growth, our ascension. Begin to actualize that fully, make it real. And by fully feeling into our bodies, fully working with ourselves in the highest love, healings, holding presence by listening to the naturalness, the voicings, the speakings, communications of our bodies, and following those wherever they go, and just trusting our bodies by breathing into places of tension or tightness or pain or stuckness and letting it be exactly as it is without judgment, and then slowly letting it clear by bringing more of your consciousness focused into it, because consciousness is everywhere and everything. It is basically just God, source. You know, like you and just your consciousness is just your source and God's self. However, degree of like a fractal or a part of that, of your whole, or more of your entire whole and body, the more and more as we grow along our ascension journey, can we more easily access, of which this is always a thing all of us can, and any of us can do, is accessing your highest spirit selves to land in the bodies and then show us what it is we need to heal and clear. And start embodying that more and going deeper and following the body to bring that living light into the space to hold gently as we begin to wash with love, wash with light, wash with a peacefulness, a nurturing, a gentleness, a softness, or yet a firmness and a strength for some things to clear. Maybe that they're not entirely in alignment with us, like astral or etherical or otherwise implantations from either that we've created ourselves, that we've allowed open portals and holes within our consciousness and light body to enter from other beings in a multidimensional reality to manipulate and get us stuck in these emotional and or energetic loops to siphon life force from us, siphon emotions from us as a feeding. You've heard the term loosh, most of us probably listening to this. And or just keep us stuck there because we are truly living divine sovereign beings. We are truly within us full, complete, like fractals of source of God. And the more we remember that, and the more we enliven our bodies with that, of which we truly are beyond all time and space dimension, beyond, yet at the same time inside of time and space dimension, because it's all the same and it's just different levels of the same thing. Bringing that into our bodies here, getting the whole divine space of love and choosing clearing and purification, becoming more of that whole true version of us to walk that path with a greater strength, with all of our light, with all of our shadow, organic and whole, with all of our strength and firmness, with all of our directness, with all their softness and gentleness, all these qualities and virtues that would encompass more of all the things of a whole human being to exercise. The more and more we do that, the more and more we can find ourselves on the path of greater becoming. I guess I'm kind of running through a lot here in a bit, low on energy today, like I said. The point is, I'm listening so deeply into our bodies never lie. They will show us exactly where we need to bring life force and chi, where we need to bring more of our presence for healing, where we need to hear and see in order to change certain ways to support the healthfulness of our whole being, mind, body, spirit, heart, multidimensionally as into whole physically. It's just an intelligent process of true dedication and true devotion and wanting to be your whole human potential, whole soul source, spirit incarnated potential as a human being. A lot of throat and like mouth energy. Bit of tightness. So I myself, like I said, need some life force energetic flow. So feeling a little stuck and tight in some places. So it's so funny with that, the mainstream news beginning to talk about these things, because it is showing how much we are all awakening massively, how much we are all beginning to get in our truest and highest self-liberated paths to truly serve all of creation. These completely serve God, serve all of creation, to serve humanity, to help each other grow, grow up straightly, to grow up and become the true versions we're meant. However much they may distort things or try to thwart things with their words or whatever else, it doesn't matter. It's just funny that they're mentioning it. because ultimately we're just gonna keep going. It doesn't matter. Like, but yeah, and that's the thing. That's the reason why we're here today. You know, talking about these things, because we gotta start clearing these blockages, and we're gonna go into some meditation soon. Help clear any of these blockages. So what I've been feeling, I'm gonna go into this pretty soon. But I'll stop a minute, see if there's any more to mention now or later. Here's one thing very beautifully to mention that came to me a few days ago, a couple days ago. A few days. We want to be able to trust our bodies, trust our energies, trust our holy, sovereign, sacred hearts. To make the wise decisions, to lead ourselves in our own natural timing, lead ourselves in our lives of our own natural, living, organic timing of ascension, of growth, of consciousness expansion, to be absolutely on it, but not to be overwhelmingly so, or to the degree of which we believe we can handle and are ready for, and can allow space for us to integrate through all the initiations, all the lessons, all the learnings, all the tests, all the challenges that we go through, allowing ourselves space of greater integration. Because I feel it is so important to adhere and trust our hearts, our souls, and everything that we're going through as the highest, and be able to make it through with greater success, greater clarity, with greater trusting to follow those crystalline pathways of what we must learn and embody by slowing down into everything and every moment, to every successive like open window, space, bubble of testing, of challenges. And so we want to make sure we're integrating everything. So I feel often, sometimes people go through big, quick awakenings, and it's more maybe than their own psyche can handle. Their own psyche, their own bodies and emotions. So a lot of higher dimensional energy comes flowing in, a lot of expansion happens, and maybe things are incoherent within the mental, emotional, physical, energetic, and light bodies of the anchorings and connection points. I know I've gone through a bit of that, gone through a bit of my own rapid awakenings, and maybe I wasn't responsibly utilizing that to the highest degree, so it created like a kind of bubbles of sort of like a psychosis sort of experience, where you're like looping in these thoughts and feelings, maybe not, but maybe not taking them into action, or saying these things without realizing that maybe you're not speaking so very clearly or authentically, or communicating rather clearly and sensically, I guess you could say. And that's okay, because what it's going to show you is how to slow down and how to love yourself in a greater degree of allowing integrational space, whether it be through use of creativity, maybe it's through doing something like this, or writings, or in your own space, or publicly, or it's just taking space to yourself quietly, and as much as you can, with diligent meditations, diligent time spent, diligent love given to yourself, to others, and everyone around you in the highest unconditional love. So what I mean as well, this came to me because thinking about the SSP, or Secret Space Program realities, if any of you have heard of those, which are just simply secret government projects, secret, kept mostly secret, but they're pretty darn becomingly out in the open now, relatively more and more ordinary, through various peoples of experiential testimonial sharings, or also governmental releases of various documents or tellings within the media as well, here and there, little tiny spurts, even if it's not entirely the truth or accurate, they're starting to mention it. So with realizing of that, a lot of times through those programs, people are artificially with the use of technology, quickly expand into higher levels of consciousness. Whether it be like 40, 5D, or 6D kind of density, dimensional or density levels of consciousness, and also to like rapid higher dimensional aspects and beyond the person's maybe absolute organic readiness. So in that, there's a lot of trauma and a lot of hurt and a lot of wounding that plays through in the people. Not to mention that the governmental military programs are specifically designed to traumatize, to hurt people, to fracturize consciousness 100%. Like that's what a lot of them do, even on the base surface level. It's just it fracturizes you, pushes you in really hard ways to get you to choose in your own inner power and wake up. In some ways, there can be a good thing. In other ways, it's in those deeper programs going into the various space programs, it's rather dementive, you could say. Dementing, it's not good. In the way they traumatize people and hurt people. And when they elevate them in those aspects of consciousness, it'll elevate maybe a part of them, but not the whole. And with that being said, they'll still have traumas play out or woundings that come through from those experiences or from previous in their lives, before the programs, or however, leading up to how everybody treats each other within the program is very, it is just inhuman and very horribly. Most of the time, not all the time, from what I hear, it happens a lot. In those military command positions and all that, and working with negative extraterrestrials, you could say negative, most of them, yeah, tend to be, not all of them, when they're working with them, some of them are on the better side of things, but also their different perspectives of being and living and the way that they treat humans, which then causes traumas and woundings for us to treat each other these certain ways. And yeah, and so like when you raise to those levels of consciousness too quickly, there's a lot of incoherent or not aligned corrective flowing energetics or consciousness, especially if it's only just a fractal and not the whole. So the point is, during our ascension journeys, it's important to really just slow down, allow integration, and really dig into our whole of being, our entirety, our whole, with complete love. Be able to well-roundedly bring everything together and not miss any of the subtlest little things. To be able to receive what we need to heal and clear what we need to become aware of what we need to become better versions of us in a whole unified sense, and reclaiming all of our energetics, all of our consciousness, all of our soul gem fragments and pieces throughout time, space, dimension, reality, and realm. To be cleared and purified and returned to us along the journey, so that everything's unified and not fragmented or fractured. So that being said, that perfectly flows into the clearings. Here to do soon. Bring ourselves together, clearing blockages, unifying ourselves with our whole self, highest self and truest core being embodiment. If you'd like, and begin doing the same. There's a few things we're going to focus on. One of the big ones I've been feeling in the collective and in my own ancestry is unworthiness, once again, coming up. In others, in my family and myself. Unworthiness, or feelings of worried what other people will think of you, worried you're not truly worthy of the reality of your highest dreams and highest desires and highest purpose, mission-focused, oriented path of your wholeness of expression and being. So the truth is, we most certainly really are. Absolutely worthy of everything and anything. For highest love, highest desires, highest joy, highest peace, highest whole, embodiment, unification, clear crystalline totality of expression, an expression of all of our parts of self that want to express their magic, their wisdom, as a part of the whole, as a part of the family inside of you. Some more with that. We're going to begin doing some deep breathing through our lower bellies. Begin charging some chi and life force to flow throughout the body with big breaths and movements, maybe little noises. So let's do some of that deep breathing into our lower bellies. Feeling into our hearts, letting our hearts open, expand, and connect into our bellies, into our bodies fully. Breathing deep all the way to your pelvic floor and holding that breath. Briefly for as long as felt necessary for you, and releasing. Getting our vagus nerve moving and flowing. Vagus nerve is one of the main central nervous channels of our body, connecting into all the major organs, major areas of our body, largely down the side of our necks at the carotid arteries, to our thymus, throat, down to the lungs and the heart, and beyond. Breath charges and opens this nervous system channel. Singing, vocalizing will do the same, as it requires great breath. Let's do that deep breathing from the belly and roll it up to the chest. Really begin moving that chi, life force, kundalini, however you wish to really call this, different aspects of this, the same thing. Other names there are, and there are those three though. Holding that breath and releasing. However you feel in a straw-like manner, fully open. mind to synchronize with your heart and synchronize with your breath. Bring all of your love open to this moment. Open to your body. Begin to tune in more subtly to the subtle energetics of your body through the heart, through the breath, the synchronization of your mind. Begin to allow all tension to release from the top down, kind of scanning through as you do those big breaths, big belly to chest breaths, or big belly breaths, if you're still feeling to stay there. Just trust your intuition, trust your body, trust your senses. They never lie. Trust your heart. It never lies, and is truly the central guiding channel, enlivening, energetic, spirit, chi, life force enlivening channel of our bodies, portal. Combining with the chi, with that divine love to bring in such joy, such pleasure, such peace. If you feel you can make any noises that help you to release any of that stuck tightness and tension in the muscles. Allowing yourself to open more softly, releasing the tension, bringing so much compassion, so much gentleness, love. To radiate, to let your body know it is safe. It's for your body to let you know as well it is safe to be here and safe to release and safe to feel the feelings you do, whatever it may be. What we're going to do is kind of focus our minds onto our hearts, really opening that space, feeling this energy, this light, the energy expand open from your heart, as well as also with that, it'll help us to begin drawing energy up from our lower dantian, roots and sacral chakras, chi centers within our kidneys as well, to begin drawing that energy, or the kundalini at the base of our spines, to rise into our hearts, meeting with our hearts, to begin flowing more fully throughout the body, up through our heads and cyclically, gently and subtly, with the pure dedication of opening, relaxation, feeling into our hearts, feeling into our breath, deep in the lower belly, high into the chest if we feel so called. Bringing that energy and allowing it to relax and soften, especially areas of the neck and shoulders, the chest, the back. I feel to relax that tension. Some of us may be our pelvic floor, lower back, thighs. we do this more, you'll slowly, very slowly, not to speed anything up, let us focus so gently. Breathing deep, breathing into our hearts. Focus into our hearts, then focus as well into our bellies with that breath. Feel that energy rise up our spines, up our back, circulating around to the top of our heads as it meets with our hearts to continue in a greater energization up through and around. I may begin to feel a little tingling. So you get more of that life force and chi, more of that kundalini, more of that heart-opening love energy, relaxing as you relax your body to flow through the muscles, to flow through the meridians in the bodies, around cyclically, down through your legs as well to your feet. You may feel tingling in your hands and your shoulders, chest, or neck, back of your head. Opening greater channels of your nervous system, as well as your meridian system, stretching throughout your body, which is the aspects of our body, the channels that flow life force and chi energy, and then also flow soul source spirit energy through our bodies, meeting together, marrying together, and becoming the spirit enlivening chi energy to open up spaces in your body more for your own highest self to come in, to land in with more grace as we just soften, listen, and love ourselves to a greater degree. This will be different for everybody because we have varying degrees of areas in ourselves to release trauma, to release stuck energies and blockages, to release old false programmings, to heal. It'll be different, but nonetheless it can begin happening, and those energies can be used to channel into with so much presence to help bring that love and living light essence to begin to clear, purify, so gently as we listen to our bodies. This can be facilitated by gentle swaying movements, arm movements, abdomen, back or shoulder or legs with the deep breathing. Sometimes that gets things unstuck and gets us into feeling or clearing any stuck thought forms or chi energy to move gracefully. Releasing any stagnation. Breathing I am now into the collective space. To add to anyone and everyone who will hear this recording. Natural it is, but more directly in focus to amplify the energies given to help support us in the stagnation clearings. Vocalizations are a big help as well. Just let the energies move with the vibrations you create with your voice, traveling throughout your body to any focalized places of stuckness or stagnation. This is sort of like a mixed modality of Qigong. Medical Qigong, you could say. We can use vocalizations, we can use body movement, as well as the simple breathing and focusing of psychic energies. Focusing and opening, of allowing our bodies to just become more and more present, open, and relaxed, and feeling ever more safe in this space to work through anything we may be working through individually as it may come up. So what I feel is a lot of that unworthiness energy, as well as pertaining to just not believing in ourselves or getting stuck in our traumas and wounds where it feels like we can't move past them, or we can't move past these old programmings. It's like, oh, they hurt so much, like, oh, we're stuck in these ways of thinking and being, and I don't know if I believe in myself or really truly believe myself worthy to relax and be safe in this space, or to move on and really allowing your highest self energy, or even your chi or life force and kundalini to be flowing, to bring in more of your spirit to mix together in that spirit chi life force energy that is infinite, free energy to energize us at all times. The truth is, you truly are worthy, and you truly can, simply by allowing and granting yourself permission from your highest holy heart. Granting yourself the permission to feel these subtle energetics, to allow the stuckness and stagnation to clear, even if it feels painful or uncomfortable for a moment. Be with it and trust those feelings. Feel it fully. And like that, it can bring more of that living essence of energy and consciousness focus. We begin clearing in those blockages to begin loving and reclaiming a part of you. Maybe it's inner child, maybe it's just a soul fragment part of you in any other time, space, or dimension to be loving. Guiding back home. Guiding back home. To this time, space, dimensional coordination, coordinates. Through your highest self, through your highest heart, through your spinal column and energy centers, to land back into your body multidimensionally as with physically, respectively where they're meant to, from their sources of origination within your whole source of being throughout your whole multidimensional humanness, soul, source, self, and soul source self as one. As they've always been one, and it is us to remember the powerful creators, the powerful masters that we are, the powerful healers, all of us naturally within our bodies, ever, always guiding us to remember and to listen into so deeply. Body is always reminding us the natural ways of which it is here to heal, to clear, and be in the full, most vibrant, higher vibratory flow, and working together as a whole with the mental, emotional, physical, energetic, auric field, auric bodies, electromagnetic bodies, electric body aspects, through the nervous system, into the cells of the body, into the electrons. So I encourage you to use those tones of relaxing, opening to feel into the heart and the front and the back of your body. Feel into your chest, expanding with light, making those noises of begin dissolving away all ego blockage barriers, all false fallacies, programs, or belief systems to hold you back from truly being you, absolutely unperturbed, unblocked, full clear in this moment. Feeling any of those places where it feels it needs the life force and spirit, needs the love, needs the light, needs to clear those tension and tightnesses and false programs. Maybe you'd be feeling deeper into some places beyond those tightnesses, or it's just about clearing those tightnesses, tensions. It comes down to just trusting in yourself, trusting in your heart, trusting in God, trusting in great spirit, great source, the great one, your great self beyond. everything in all creation, in yourself, fully, completely, totally healed and whole and unified. Always have been, as to remember and to be able to clear everything and heal so gently, slowly. Bring back home to your heart, into your body, into your mind, to foster that clear mind, clear nervous system communication flow fully throughout the body to every muscle and organ, joints, ligaments, and bones, tendon. To feel ever so presently alive with your truest essence. Feeling and envisioning like a golden white light, higher full 12th dimensional, 13th, 14th dimensional. Many of us as starseeds or as beings have accesses to these points at different areas of our DNA, of which 12th dimensional is the true highest base of what it is to be a whole human being. And then from there expands down to our soulless level experience of where we directly connecting to and pulling in consciousness and energies from these different dimensional aspects of us through different experiences, no matter who we are. Whether you're quote-unquote star-seated, bringing your experience of a soul from other lifetimes in other places beyond the earth, in other dimensions, time and space, directly here and now in order to inform and help the human collective grow and evolve, expand, embody. Or simply this is fresh or new to establish these connections with yourself that you may have in other lives and other places as well. Nonetheless, it simply all comes down to meaning. Our truest connection with Source, with God, with our truest nature of being into the infinite, interconnected field of plasma energy, etherical plasmic energy, this fuller, even like up to 12 and 13th dimensional Gaian Earth original frequencies, energies that connect and permeate through all life on this planet and beyond to the stars and to the galaxies. Of all galaxies, all stars, and all planets, this field of energy connects everything quantumly, instantaneously, in communication and connection. That's why astrology, human design, or gene keys is a thing. The quantum nature of reality. It's in this intimate plasmic field, interconnected with everything, that we can find and remember the interconnection of plasma through crystalline water that make up our bodies, the minerals, the elements in our bodies. They interconnect us full with Mother Earth and all nature, physically, energetically. In a unified field to share these vibrational essences of our consciousness and energetics, whether it be physically or by thought and by feeling. It's our thoughts and feelings will drive everything in our bodies to be, whether it is we're continually fortifying ourselves on a higher path of becoming, or we're choosing ways of being that keep us stuck in these false loops, these darknesses, these shadows stuck away, parts of us, and that is okay. Sometimes it is a part of our journey for greater learning. Greater becoming, greater wisdom earning for the human embodying ascension journey. It's all down to the present moment of choosing and of which we allow ourselves to feel into our bodies. Feel into those blockages, feel into those aspects of us that may feel we're worried what other people think because of our differences, because of the ways that we carry ourselves and know to stay true to our highest holy hearts, our truest core, soul, source, and spirit, embodying pathways of embodiment, of ascending, and of mastering and fully loving ourselves through the human journey. Sending energies out to the field. Again, I'm going to use a series of vocal tones to help send energies, to help you all lock onto, allow it to receive, if you would like, in your highest love and joy, for these blockages, for these hardened, densified blockages of energy from embodying our truest, highest selves on them, and building a life, building a path of trajectory for really becoming our truest self in leadership, in influence, in creational capacity, and full sovereignty embodied. So as I get charged up here a second. I encourage you to feel into your soul star chakras above your head, about 12 inches, to feel pulling that energy through your crown, third eye, throat, and into your heart, all the way more down into your root chakras, solar plexus, sacral, root, into your feet, as well as also bringing in this nourishing, living earth energy that's going to fill your root chakra the same as your soul star. Fill that crown chakra down to your heart to pull it up also to your heart. So feeling that groundedness, like your feet and energies focused due to the center of the earth, in the soils and all those nourishing minerals, pulling up that energy as well as pulling down that energy as well from your soul star, which actually will also connect out to the universal center. Pull that energy down simultaneously. Unifying inner center and unifying with the earth center as well as the universal center. Holding this space. So the sound is going to sound like this. It's a gentle, oscillating, humming tone that can begin to clear, viscerally start to move energies and get densifications clearing. Sending and releasing back to source, releasing it to God. It's kind of like a frog-like tone. So here we go. these noises as well, geared for the same thing, just getting a different layer. Using these wind-like tones and whistle-like tones to bring through like a clearing, carrying on the energetics and consciousness of wind to blow through our bodies to clear any stuck energies and stagnations and blockages of embodying our truest, highest selves, and continuing that and continual initiational being through our ascension journey and trajectory of path of becoming who we truly are in our highest potential as humans and as soul source individuals in our genetics as well, into our DNA and ancestral lineages to fulfill very specific full prophecies, full living purposes and missions in these lives as prophecies for us all as a collective, as an individual, for the prophecies of which we are to fulfill for our families and ancestry, and for our soul source agreement and choosing and creational package of embodiment for our truest soul source lessons in this life from our highest oversoul selves to bring through into our bodies and carry through. Helping us relax into our truest nature. Remember those signatures and feelings to carry on throughout. Oh, nothing hinders us but our own choices of being. Through any woundings, traumas, or implantations, or any parasites or entities attached around us or manipulating us and poking at very sensitive, vulnerable, shadow aspect places of hurt or woundings, we can make the choice to fully love them with all of our presence and begin clearing those parts of us and returning them back home to our holy, highest, sacred hearts and just whole bodies of being, into our souls, into our bodies, as well as clearing away any of those consciousnesses, any of the beings, any entities, any implantations any stuck mental loopings, thought form, energetic loopings in the brain, in the nervous system of the body, in the neurology throughout, whether it be the brain or the heart or the belly or anywhere within the cells of our body, but particularly the brain and the psyche and the mental body as well. And the emotional, because the emotional, we must allow ourselves to express and feel. So any implantations, any loopings, any kind of syndromatic loopings of ways of being where maybe we start to choose our highest path, but then we kind of fall off or delineate off a bit. We're going to be focusing on to clear those, to embody more of our whole sovereignty and unification and focus on the true core mission and purpose of which we're here to be, whether it is we know it or not quite yet. focus on our hearts and our truest core crystalline paths that unfold from that to follow, and all the things to learn and embody these greater qualities of ourself that we know to be as an individual. So here we go, some vocalizing clearings. Oh. Making the choice to let go of anything, entering the blockages, be able to follow the sensation of the body with greater relaxed open clarity. So much love, presence, diligence of the responsibility to that awareness, so gently, softly listening to the voices of the body, feelings, sensations, communications beyond mental words. Various different layers and levels. So through this, that breathing and energetic movement is for helping us connect into the natures of our bodies, into the nature beyond us, and our pure, clear, holy, crystalline spirit selves. To allow our minds, bodies to be free and open to really feeling, communicating together, and acting as one. As nature does so eloquently, to clear and heal, to support everything, so can we without hold back. It's the natural, inherent, innate intelligence of our bodies to heal, to clear, to come back into a greater regulated stasis of higher spirit and body and becoming, of higher just vibratory healthfulness like nature around us. Feeling deeply into that somatic intelligence and that somatic source, sovereignty, spirit union, intelligence with the body. So if there's any of those false belief systems of unworthiness or feeling of what others think of you still lingering or anything, maybe it's something different. Maybe it's another type of blockage. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's resentment. Maybe it's regret. The ways that you've led yourself or chosen to be or allowed others to get to you, and maybe creating these knottings of energy or emotional stuckness between yourself and others that you can release now with absolute real forgiveness, real trust, and real just allowing to be free yourself as the others, and the energies to be returned to each other and purified and cleared in the divine love and light of source and returned to each other. Establishing complete and total sovereignty in this now moment. Release and restore, regenerating. Regenerating, restoring to the true, natural, innate intelligence, complete clarity of which you are naturally within your body, or naturally within your heart, naturally within your mind, to be clear and quiet and coherent. Fully with your heart, fully with your body, and fully with expanded beyond you, You're in multidimensional fields, an energetic body and auric fields, auric bodies. Beyond the physical, as well as beyond you entirely, into the open fields of all collective living being, of all people, of all animals, life forms. Be feeling expanding that unified awareness. Letting Spirit, letting Grace Spirit, letting God Source come in to help clear and take care of anything, to remove any of those remaining residues. Any blockages unique to you in your journey of ascension, of highest self-embodiment, a true trajectory of being that. Grounded and full in your body, full liberation. Reclaiming and retrieving all of your energy throughout time, space, dimension, all of your consciousness. Be purified and cleared. Divine light of source, I'm making that prayer, making this command now for it to be brought back. Respectfully to all who will be in this space or who are in this space. Each of their own soul source essence energies. Their soul gem pieces and fragments reclaimed. Brought back home to that holy sovereign gem self, that chest of your most sacred. If that jewel is shining throughout your inner queendom or kingdom of heaven, to radiate and fill So right now I'm just feeling into seeing how I can focus energies to help lift some chi and life force from our kidneys, from our lower organs. Bring some living light into those organs. Bring some spirit, actually now, to help nourish, to help heal, to help energize. So feeling there's a blockage to clear in our bodies, in the back of our heart. Kind of like the right shoulder as well, the right side of our backs, right shoulder blade. These kind of densified, looks like black energy. It almost looks like black kyanite, if you know that crystal. A little bit like that, but different. It feels like it's an energy that's hindering us from embodying more of our infinite, energetic, like free energetic spirit and chi, life force energetics, to be always energized and strengthened for our missions, to never feel super tired or stagnant, but only when it's naturally needed, truly, within the cycles of the earth and the sun and the collective, for what we would need, and down to just personally, energetically, what we would need as rest and as integration, as energizing through rest. But we can continue and complete many tasks of what we need to in our personal lives, as well as infinitely creatively, by clearing these false blockages. Feels like it's a belief system of feeling not allowing in spirit, or too much ego to push things forward, or imbalance from spirit and ego. So what we want to do is bring in that balance of spirit and of ego, and we want to clear those false belief systems that we don't have enough energy, or that we, for the mission or for the purpose, when in truth we truly do. And it starts from these diligent now moments as we're practicing and as we're going to be clearing more, to continue on. Comes down to the now moment of recognition and that living spirit essence, so we can bring more of like the sunlight living energy into the space like that, adding this into the collective field. As well as into the left side of our body, left kidney and left, perhaps spleen, it feels like. Gently, 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 I'm going to breathe some energy, breathe some life force, breathe some of that higher 12th dimensional spirit, sunlight energy. It's nothing that it's really higher, it's just that maybe we may receive vibrations or energetic frequencies and resonances as being on kind of a scale of lower or higher vibrational frequencies, or higher healthfulness or less. But nonetheless, it's just a natural part of our body. There's nothing to feel distance from or feel like you can't achieve. It's normal. It's absolutely normal. It's written within all of our DNAs, within all of our souls, to steadily, along their own paths of trajectory, to embody, become more of, and to know more of so very clearly, and to utilize those energies consciously. So I'm going through this journey right along with you guys, so oftentimes there's things coming up for me to clear as much as I'm also then expanding that to the collective. So pardon the silence. It is a part of the whole thing. A silence is also just as much perfect as speaking. So do not pardon it. It is part of the whole. It is the whole in practicality. Let's bring in more energies to clear that blockage of embodying our higher spirit, infinite energy. Energy. Vocalizations are a beautiful, beautiful technology and tool for our bodies. So a lot of that energy is kind of pertaining to the masculine field of where we can really harness in this living electric spirit energy, this light, feel it throughout our whole being and be able to kind of like fertilize. It's essentially our inner feminine energetics of creation to bring together these creations inside of us to then birth and bring forth and out of us into the world and be able to walk the path of paving the way and setting up the space actually for us to be creating and birthing these things into the world. So it's also within that spectrum of our consciousness, of our energetics as a body, as a human being, and as a soul, the feminine and masculine, as a soul as well. Bringing more of that living sunlight energy. Beyond that, there's the living source light, sovereign, true essence within us, true self, source, living light, truly unified and whole, revealing and releasing anything not of our highest love and joy, not of our truest divine nature as human beings, as souls, in every aspect of creational nature, every dimension, purified, clear throughout all time, space, dimension. If any energy is not of our own individual soul, source, God, divine essence, purifying those energies to remain, to be cleared and return to their sources. Now I'm bringing a remembrance for us to unlock and remember our true angelic dragon selves. To bring that life force, Kundalini, whatever you want to call it, that life force, the spirit, fully alive in our bodies, connecting with our hearts in the front and back of our bodies, cyclically flowing up to the soul star of our chakras, down through to the earth star, as with the root, rising up from the base of our spines, to really enliven and open our dragon wings, our angel wings. These powerful, infinite, energetic, unstoppable, full, radiant, living, full, authentic beingness to reign and fly forth into the trajectory of our fullest and truest nature of embodiment, fullest, truest embodiment. the highest pathway and timeline of our holy, sacred, sovereign becoming, embodied being step by step of the way and quantum leaping through that as we're ready to integrate, to activate our DNA, activate the cells of our body to harmonize with this new base of higher energetics, higher dimensions grounded in higher or fuller nature, fuller expanded nature of our consciousness in all the different places in our body, upper, middle, lower, down to the ends, heart, mind and third eye and crown, as with the sacral, root, solar plexus. And beyond is to all the other energy centers around the major 7, or major 3 in this case of the Dantians. Clearing and an activation. Through this shall we discover and reclaim more of our essence as we call back in this now moment more of our soul source essence energy again, our soul gems. Any of our consciousness and energetics scattered throughout any time-space dimension, left with any places, people, things, through any realms, through any dimensions, any time, any space. Once again to be purified, clarified in divine love and light source and called back home to us. Through our highest selves and through our highest holy hearts and into our bodies, through our energy centers, to be reintegrated back with the whole, here and now in this time-space coordinate, time-space dimension coordinate. Knowing of our truest divine sovereign nature, capabilities to lead ourselves in greater liberation. With that, my friends, start to gently come back into our bodies, into this present space. I guess as we have been this whole time, but fully alive here now. For any of you who come into this space, into this gathering, hang out for this hour and a half now, let me know how you're feeling. Leave some comments down below and let me know how this supported you. I would love to hear your feedback. It greatly supports me to know how well of a job I am doing. I absolutely trust and know that I am, and opening more and exploring that authentically, but I would like to hear how anyone actually benefits from these group gatherings, group intentional clearings that are more of like an overview, overall clearing to specific things like we focused on here today. Yeah, please send me messages, please send me some comments, let me know how you feel. And with that being said as well, you can always reach out to me for one-on-one sessions. I'm available as a direct mentor. We can open up a space of... Oh, it feels like I jumped into this too quick right now. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Don't mean for it to shock your nervous system. Be like, oh God, out of the meditation, now we're talking about this stuff. What? But yeah, I'm available for one-on-one sessions, healing sessions, or in various ways, either for energetic clearings, blockage clearings, reclaiming soul gem fragments, and healing inner child, as well as chi and life force charging guidance and direct givings to you like this, but more focused, of course, specific beyond or within our space of communication to get to know how I can help you out and what you're going through in your life now, as well as how more to embody your spirit and highest self more directly, individually for your path. And if you'd like any long-term mentorship with that, we can set that up, or else we can have a consultation type session and see if we just like to have a few or like one or so sessions for any of these specific things, quantum journeyings and healings and clearings and reclaimings of self, as well as, yeah, any coaching type guidance sessions to help you. So let me know if that rings out true to you. Send me some direct messages inquiring about them. As well as, I wish to mention that I have a Patreon page that's up and rolling, and I'll have a few other things in store as well coming up through, but I have a Patreon page set for us to gather more in integral, specific focus spaces like this, in which case there are also other videos and writings available on the Patreon, along with the group gatherings, so which will be doing things like this, maybe more specific focused. Yeah, just like this, have a lot of very specific focused sets of grid work together you may do as a group for the planet or just in the human body for clearings and for healings, for the collective or beyond, like I said, the earth or beyond the earth as well, in grid workings to help unify and feel into and connect in and be doing this grid work to clear any node points, energetic points of the ley line systems, of the energetic grid systems, the new ones that are coming online for Earth now that we're here to foster in and take care of, and to connect in with the collective consciousness of humanity as everything is coming to its own ascending levels more and more. So we may go through some various grid workings as well, as we do here and there in the streams as well, in the open public streams. But if you want a more intentional group gathering, intimate and connected with like-minded community, check out the Patreon page. I have an post advertise, and yeah. Until soon again, look out for more of these streams scheduled and or spontaneous, getting back into the flow after that 2-week break. I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Any last notes? Yeah. So much to talk about. So it'll be in the next stream here in the next couple days or so, next 2 days. Especially Saturday and Mondays I will be intentionally doing streams, but I may also open space in the evening times, perhaps mornings, throughout the week. So look out for any of those postings or brief mentionings. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you. I hope everything here was exactly, there's something here for you that you needed. So see you next time.